see what that was? Welcome back to Freshly Charged. In today's video, we've got this huge, massive mystery box. What could be in this box?
Let's find out. As you can see, this isn't cutting it, so we're gonna try something else.
Wear protection. All right. Oh, all right. What is this? The Mad Max.
Yeah, Will Mason Mad Max Pro X. This thing's supposed to go 90 miles per hour.
Holy cow. That was nuts.
Has a range of 110 miles, and it has CarPlay, front and rear facing cameras, all sorts of tech that we've never seen on an electric scooter.
The fastest, most powerful electric scooter we've ever tested. Let's put it together. This thing is looking impressive already. We haven't even taken it out of the box yet.
Look at those speakers on there. What's your first impressions, Jimmy?
This makes all the other scooters we test seem like toys. This is like the Harley-Davidson of personal electric vehicles right here.
Look at these tail lights. They look like they'll probably blind some people.
These almost look like flames will be shooting out of them.
I know. But it's got this rear view camera.
Oh wow.
But it's just kind of glued on there. That's hilarious. And I think it's only single motor. That's what's wild about this whole thing.
But the tires are huge.
I know.
Look at those wheels.
They say they're only 12-inch tires. Look like they're way bigger than 12 inches. 120 by 80 by 12.
So this is pretty cool right here. There's like a little Easter egg, but do you recognize that poking out right there? Let's take a better look and see what it's all about. There's a lot of stuff
Look
going
at
on
that
here.
cluster.
This is the cockpit, and this is huge. But I just want to let you see this.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, wow.
There's two of them.
Custom. Look at that. Wow.
We've seen a lot of scooters, and a lot of scooters just use other common parts. This is by far the most unique scooter we've ever seen.
All right, let's see. You said my eyes are shining like stars. Here we have the keys. It's a key fob.
Certificate of origination.
Got a hat. Shirts. Okay, grip tape. Got a bag. So we got a bunch of tools in here. Rear mirrors. They look aerodynamic, and they've got the carbon fiber finish. And then, what are these? So big charging brick, and it comes with two of them.
Oh, it's an output of 84 volts and 8 amps. And I'll be honest, this is actually a pretty cheap charger casing. One massive light with like 12 LEDs, and then 2 additional lights with 6 more LEDs each. Total of 24 LEDs. I don't think we're gonna have any issues with these front lights, besides maybe blinding people.
They sent it, so I'm wearing it. So we just plugged it in, and now we're going to turn it on.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we go.
Sounds like a jet plane up in here.
Whoa. Feels like it's gonna take off or something.
I know.
What's going on here?
It's so loud.
Okay, it took a little bit to get this unboxed and set up. We had a lot of fun doing it. Andrew's gonna show us around. This thing is incredible.
So just starting out with this cockpit in the center, we have this beautiful display. So you can go to your Apple CarPlay, has all sorts of different functions on here. And then if you want to go back to the main menu, you just go back to home, and here we go. Apple CarPlay, you can use the Google Maps on here. Really cool stuff that we've never seen before on an electric scooter. Going back to the menu, you can see all sorts of different settings, adjust the volume, and then you can also look at the cameras. So there's a forward-facing camera and a rear-facing camera. In front of the display, we have a really cool cluster, an analog clock. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's classy. Then you have a voltage monitor. So this is a 72 volt system. It's below 50%, but at max charge, it should say 84 volts. And then GPS calculated speed. So this is pretty cool. I've never seen this before. Most PVs that we ride have a display that shows the speed, but it's not GPS verified. You have a GPS unit to get accurate speed readings. One thing that's very interesting is the turn signals on here. When you turn on the turn signals or the hazard lights, these lights also flash in your face. I think this is a really interesting design, but turn signals are on the top, in the middle, and in the rear. High beam and low beam, so you can't turn on both of them at the same time. So 12 LEDs up top, 12 LEDs in the bottom. The upper mounted lights are brighter than the lower mounted lights. So you can see where the lower mounted lights are beaming up on that box, and then the upper mounted lights are super bright. Kind of like your high beams and low beams. You have motorcycle grade DOT approved hydraulic brake levers, side mirrors, which have this carbon fiber faux look to them. There's also a motorcycle grade horn. It's got some nice deep bass to it. It doesn't sound like the other horns that we ride and test with all the other PEVs. And there's also 3 speakers that are connected via Bluetooth. These are very loud. I'm surprised at how loud these speakers are. So you have 1 speaker here and then 2 speakers sideways facing. And let's go ahead and play some music from them just so you know what it sounds like. So, very loud. One other really cool feature that we've seen about this is this has a very loud fan, and that's expected if you're going to be taking this up to the upper limit of the speeds of 90 miles per hour to help cool down the battery system and the BMS and the controllers. So let's turn that on. Sounds like we're mining some Bitcoin in here. Very hard to hear stuff outside of this garage with the fan on, but good for cooling purposes. On the right side, you have a phone mount with a wireless charger in it, and you can just slide your phone in there and just starts charging. And at first we were unsure if this is really gonna hold your phone in, but I'm pulling on this pretty hard, and I think at 90 miles per hour, it's gonna be fine. On the right side, you have your speed levels where you can go through 1, 2, and 3. This is also part of the light functions. And this is more for your rear lights and your front facing lights. This is bright. This is actually good. A lot of times these scooters, these electric bikes we ride, they have brake lights. They're puny, they're not super bright. This is gonna let people know for sure that you're stopping behind you. There's an electric hydraulic kickstand. There it goes. Right below the light button, you have a reverse function, and let's show you that in action. Put in reverse, and now it should just start backing up. Mainly made for moving the scooter because it's about 190 pounds. And the whole system is controlled with a key fob, so you can unlock it and then start it up. Right below the cockpit, you have an adjustable neck for different types of heights. They did not specify what the front suspension is. It looks like it's either hydraulic or coil suspension, but we're not 100% sure. Plastic fender. The front tire is a little bit different size than the rear tire. It's a 120 by 80 12-inch tire. Gigantic. Look at my head compared to this tire. You have a 220 millimeter brake disc, which looks like 2-piston hydraulic brakes, but these are massive pistons. So although I would have preferred 4-piston hydraulic brakes, these 2-piston brakes might be better than 4 pistons just simply because of how big the piston is. But ultra thick rotors, you can see that. That's some of the biggest rotors that we've ever seen on a personal electric vehicle. Underneath the deck is a 72 volt, 70 amp hour battery. So it's 5,040 watt hours. And then you can open up the deck with these 2 lock pads and you can lift it up. Not a huge fan of this design. It just seems like it's too tight, but it is nice that you can quickly get to the batteries if you need to. It's massive though. Even me trying to lift it up, it's so heavy. And it's like inside of there. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's some controllable RGB LED strips on the side, the automatic hydraulic kickstand, as well as mechanical kickstand. And then the deck is made out of the plexiglass, but they do provide you with some grip tape if you want to add it. They said that this has some decent grip as is, but there's also some strips that you can add just for better safety if you're going 90 miles per hour. All of Will Mason's stand-up scooters or sit-down scooters are made to order, so you can send them your logos or any type of custom artwork that you want added to the scooters. Dual charge ports on here, so there's a charge port on both sides, and it's nice that they provide you with 2 chargers. And then you also have the Will Mason logo, which is this cool looking bull. In the rear, you have this adjustable hydraulic suspension with brake lights, tail lights, and also a rear facing camera. So let's go ahead and get that cover off. Right below the rear lights is the main power switch. So in order to turn it on and off, you're just gonna flip this over to off and flip it back to on. There's some more RGB LED lights right below the power switch. Right now it's based off of sound waves. So when you play the music, it should just pretty much just go to the beat of the music.
Oh, that's good.
Some more turn signals in the rear. And then you have these tire huggers, which are a faux carbon fiber. So the way these tire huggers are mounted, it looks like they're almost 3D printed, but they're CNC metal. Make sure you tighten these bolts because they probably will get loose over time. And then there's a little Easter egg here. There's some pandas on these tires made by Yun Sing. That's my cousin over there in China, by the way. So the tire on the rear is a 130 by 80 by 12-inch tire. They don't speak about the nominal rating on the motor in the rear, but they do say that it peaks out at 30,000 watts. So it's pretty extreme and should take us up to speeds of about 90 miles per hour. One thing that you're gonna see on both tires are these TPS monitors, which tell you the tire pressure on the display. And just like in the front, you have another 220mm brake disc with 2-piston motorcycle grade hydraulic brakes.
Mad Max Pro X freshly charged edition. This thing looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get it charged up. We're going to wait for the rain to stop, get our safety gear on, and then we're going to take it for a ride.
Alright, it has been fun keeping up with you and filming this. This scooter is turning so many heads. So many people just stopping what they're doing to take a look. Andrew, how does this feel? It's surprisingly stable and super fast. I didn't expect it to be this fast because most of the large wheel personal electric vehicles that we've tested on the channel, especially stand-up scooters, they're really not the fastest acceleration because of the big, massive tire. That was nuts.
Okay guys, so this cable and this actual, the master power switch just got sucked in and it was rubbing up against the tire, and you can see,
Yeah, it disconnected that cable.
just ate up the cable, chewed it up, tore it off.
Yeah, so this should have been mounted a lot better, especially with how vulnerable this area is. So I would have liked for them to tighten this up and at least have this screwed into something. This was just double-sided adhesive to the back of this piece of plastic.
All right, let's talk about impressions on this amazing scooter. I want to hear about the ride feel, just the overall experience of riding the Mad Max Pro X.
Surprisingly stable at high speeds, fast acceleration, rides like a boat, just kind of bobs up and down. And I am beyond impressed with the scooter because I didn't know what to think about it.
The biggest thing for me is just how smooth you look. For something so big and to be able to take off so quickly yet so smoothly was very impressive. I was maxing out my scooter at 37 miles an hour and you pulled up right next to me and then just took off like a jet. And so pretty cool to see. And speaking of jets, I think that sound, that fan sound, it's loud, but it's kind of nice because it lets people know you're coming. It's almost like Harley-Davidson equivalent of electric scooters to have that loud fan noise. You sound like a jet or some space-age machine coming from another planet. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. It's pretty awesome. But anything from the CarPlay to the GPS speed cluster. So I thought, hey, I got to pull out the Draggy. Actually, I don't even need the Draggy because I know exactly how fast I'm going based off of the GPS accurate speed data that's on the scooter. And I got it up to 65 miles per hour with no problems at all. So I am excited to finally take this out on the full review to test out the top speed and see if I can hit 90 miles per hour. But hitting 65 miles per hour, it does that in like no time at all. I didn't hit the top speed, but I hit 80 miles per hour and it still had plenty to go, so that was wild.
How'd it feel? It feel stable?
Stable, yeah.
Let us know what questions you have and if you want to see a full review of this beast. And if you want it, we'll give it to you. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure when you guys ride, wear your safety gear.